Hey everybody, it's Paul with reporting live from my sofa. And it's a nice little spooky evening in the woods here. And anyways, let's get into this. If you follow me, you know that today, Tuesday, April 30th, I pulled a 12-hour shift at work. It was a very long day. And oh my goodness, what I came home to, I don't know what to even say. So I was like, I just have to make a little video. What I can't even go to work for a long day, and I come out and Mr. Watts has done all sorts of just, I don't even know what to say. So that's what we're gonna do. We're getting ready to talk about the People magazine article, and what I've done is I've highlighted a few paragraphs in it that I want to kind of just go over and just maybe do a little bit of reaction to and some opinions. So that's it. Let's get into it. So first of all, let's talk about the aspect that this is People magazine, so let's just keep that in mind with all this. Not saying anything against People magazine, but you know, it is what it is, people. Also, this is Mr. Watts. This has been an ongoing saga. We have been seeing this take place. I really don't know what to say. It's just, it seems that this is the case that keeps going. The public's fascination doesn't grow tired of it. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And this is part of the reason why it keeps going and going and going and going. Because just when you think it's done, when you think we might, not really even done, but just when you think it's kind of simmering or something else comes up. And so today I was just like, really, you know, at this point it's kind of par for the course, but again, it never ceases to amaze me. So pardon me, without further ado, let's talk about a few of these things in the article that jump out to me and get some opinions from y'all afterwards. So first of all, according to the insider, so they have an insider, you know, somebody close to Watts, and, you know, we can all speculate who this might be. You can never tell with these magazines, and we do have to consider the fact that, I mean, honestly, sometimes I think these magazines make up the stuff. But anyways, I digress. According to the insider, Watts feels that he was unable to explain some of the mitigating circumstances of what happened on the night he killed his family. So, yes, he pled guilty. A lot of people felt that there was a lot of stuff unresolved. I mean, it just happened. And I think that, to me, that was a huge reason why investigators went back to him and, you know, made that whole conversation take place in the first, you know, with Tammy and them revisiting it. And to me, he kind of like told more of his story at that point. You know, we can debate, you know, was he lying, was it this, was it that, but at the end of the day, I'm just kind of speaking to the fact that he continued his narrative a little bit. Excuse me. So, pardon me. So the source then continues to say, everything happened so fast there at the end of the legal proceedings, and he's not sure he was in the right mind to plead guilty like he did. For him, it's not just about getting out of jail. It's also that he hasn't been able to really have his day in court. That part makes me say, I'm just like, who is this saying this? I'm just like, he hasn't had his day in court. I mean, I'm just like, this is what baffles me. It just kind of blows my mind because I'm like, well, no, he hasn't. He pled guilty. I mean, he should have been warned of this. Excuse me. So, let's continue. So another paragraph in here, a source close to Watts tells People that Watts is looking into ways to appeal his punishment, and he has been researching his case and other similar cases. Okay, so that paragraph translated is he is really bored, and it has come to his realization that he's in prison, he's gonna be in prison, he ain't going nowhere else, and nobody's coming to visit him. Tammy hasn't come knocked on his door again. I mean, besides maybe family, people like that. But, you know, the president, you know what I mean? He's bored. And the realization of he's going to sit in there for the rest of his life is sitting in. And so, again, he's in jail. He has nothing more to do. Jail distorts time. And so he is sitting there researching, like, he's probably other cases like his, and probably sitting here talking to people and, you know, probably has heard from attorneys that are up to no good, and has put these little bugs in his ear, and it's become a possibility. And again, he doesn't have anything else to focus on, so it's like, well, why not? What else am I going to do today? Now, the source also says that Watts has spoken with attorneys on the phone. See, I'm telling you, they're probably banging his door down to get him to do this, even though it will probably go nowhere. So I'm sorry, I continue. The source says that Watts has spoken with attorneys on the phone, but doesn't have a plan for his representation. It would cost him money that he just doesn't have, the insider says the insider. But he is still exploring his options. So I can only imagine that these attorneys, he looks like a cash cow or a fame cow to somebody right now. And so I am sure that if attorneys are coming to him or he's going to attorneys, I mean, I just don't know. I'm not an attorney, so I can't say, but my understanding is when you plead guilty and do what he did, it is very difficult to undo that. So I don't really know how he would find his way out of this situation, but I'm sure that there are people willing to take his money if he's going to shell it out to tell him what he wants to hear, is what I'm getting at with that. So let's skip to kind of the last thing that I found of interest. He understands that this will be a Hail Mary, says the insider. He's smart enough to realize that it's unlikely to ever change anything, but he's sitting in prison with nothing but time. It's sinking into him that he could be in that same cell for 50 years, and now he's trying to decide whether there are any legal remedies for him. I almost wonder this. I'm going to tell you what I wonder. I almost wonder if he is... this is a possibility. If he's going to basically be like, oh my God, give me the death penalty. I changed my mind. I'm ready to check out. I mean, to me, that would be a viable resource because I'm just like, I mean, this guy's, he's not a teenager, but he's not an old guy. I mean, he's, in his 30s. And so it's a long time to sit there for the rest of your life in jail, in prison, and do what he's doing. Especially under the guise of, he has sat here with his family that has taken place. And... or with the events that took place with him and his family. So at the end of the day, with all that, he is probably looking for some way to... Again, I just think that he's bored, and I think that probably people have gotten in his ear and convinced him that he can kind of do something or change things, and I doubt that he can, but at the same time, it could also be satisfying a need to be doing something. It will keep him in the present, will keep people interested. Because again, I've talked on some of my other videos about this, and I think I always am curious about this, and if anyone has any insight, drop it in the comments. But I always feel like with these really high profile cases like this, that once the cameras are off, once the sentence is imposed, once they go back, I'm sure they get fan mail and things of this nature. But I just wonder if once that all takes place and then they realize, oh, well, wait, I'm here in jail for the rest of my life. It's not like I was going to court every day and seeing cameras and always in people's faces. Like, this is reality now. And I wonder if they freak out. Because I've just always wondered, how... I don't know. I digress. So... I think that there is, if this is completely accurate, again, this is People Magazine, we need to kind of keep that in mind here. So I want to see what lies on the next side of this, because there is going to be more to come. If this is accurate and he is looking into this, we will be hearing more of this. I'm sure there's going to be speculation as to if he's going to come out, because the whole thing in here where he says that he doesn't feel like that all the details were told, I mean, I kind of felt like he did that. So I'm just like, okay, so you want to come out with more stuff. Well, what else are you holding back here? What else is going on? So, I'm sure there will be speculation that a certain somebody was involved, or speculation that, he used a certain product that made him, kind of crazy, or whatever you want to call it. This is just, again, it keeps the speculation thing going, and I'm very, very curious to see what is next for Mr. Watts at this point. So that's really all I have to say about the article. I'm very curious from y'all. What do you think his motives are behind this? Do you think that he is really going to go through with this? Do you think this is even true? Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.